Oh my God, this is it. Here we go. How you doing? It's Robin. Just shut that metronome off. How are you doing? It's Robin Nolan, and welcome to a really useful live session where I'm going to teach you how to play the Django Reinhardt and Stephane Grappelli tune Swing 42, the A section. But more importantly, I'm going to give you some really good advice on how to learn the Gypsy Jazz Repertoire. So how can you memorize and how can you learn all these tunes that we play in Gypsy Jazz? There's loads. And so that when you get to the jam session, or you're on stage, or you're in the kitchen with your mate, that you can actually remember these tunes. So that's what you're going to learn in this session. Welcome everybody. There's people from all around the world watching this. By the way, if you need any help with this Gypsy Jazz stuff, right? If you want some help with playing Gypsy Jazz, then go to the link in the description, Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club.com, okay? That's where it's happening. That's where I can give you personal help. You'll learn all my step-by-step courses. You'll learn the rhythm, how to solo. You'll learn the repertoire there in a non-distracting way, like away from social media. And there's a whole community of players there. So it's an awesome place. I am biased, but I tell you what, there's loads of guys and girls in there at the moment loving it. So go to that URL, Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club.com. Now, welcome. Nick's in the house. Gianni's in the house from Australia. Oh, you're in Rome today. Fantastic. My name is Robin Nolan. I'm in Amsterdam in the kitchen. And I'm going to show you how to play this tune, Swing 42, which goes like this. How's everybody doing, by the way? When you join this live session, Sander's in the house. Welcome, Sander. Nick says, great timing, Robin. Just put in Swing 42. Perfect. Now, I've got some really good advice for you when you're learning a new tune, okay? Now, this comes from my system. This is a really fancy looking system here. And it's my job to simplify this whole thing for you. Welcome, Steve in Chesterfield. Thanks, mate. Now, I've got three main pillars of learning this music. The Robin Nolan, how to get good at Gypsy Jazz guitar system. This is really fancy and sophisticated. There's three things, right? You got to learn the rhythm, how to solo, and of course you got to learn the tunes. That's what we're going to look at in this session. How do you learn these tunes and how do you remember them? You know what it says here? The answer. I don't know if you can see that, but it basically says, practice the same tune every day. Practice the same tune every day. What you don't want to do is half know 100 tunes or half know 50 tunes or kind of know 10 tunes, but every time you play, you kind of rely. You know, I go to these sessions and I see people with iPads, pieces of paper all over the floor, and you've just got to memorize these tunes. Better to learn less than more, okay? So learn less well rather than learning loads, half knowing loads of tunes. Great bit of advice. Get obsessive about one tune at a time. Gianni says he was in Paris the other week. Yeah, awesome, man. Sander says, I want to learn Gypsy Jazz guitar playing. Perfect. This tune called Swing 42 goes like this. It's a Django Reinhardt Stephane Grappelli melody. And what I'm going to teach you here is the concept when you learn a new tune. So for example, if I'm going to learn Swing 42, right, which is I should practice singing more, but that's not my thing, singing. So this is how you do it, right? Get obsessive about one tune at a time. Forget about all the rest. Don't get distracted. But Facebook's bad enough, but don't get distracted by, oh, I should learn Night and Day. I should learn that tune, this tune. Get obsessive about one tune at a time and just master that tune. Memorize it, right? This isn't rocket science. Swing 42. Bum, C, A-7, D7, D-7, G7, right? It's got this rhythm changes thing. This 1, 6, 2, 5, right? That's C major, A-7, D-7, G7, which happens a couple of times, right? So you memorize those. It's happens again. Now this bit's where it changes. That's an E-7 flat 5, A7, and then the same. Okay, so first I might learn the melody or the rhythm chords at first, you know, but after I've kind of memorized them, just don't rely on that chart. Just screw it up in a ball and throw it away, okay? Or delete the file. Try and put these chords to memory. So it's C, A-7, D-7, G7, 1, 6, 2, 5, then E-7, E-7 flat 5, A7, D-7, G7, and then that 1, 6, 2, 5. So you go round and that. Folker's saying, where's the triple X is in the corner. The triple X has taken a rest. The triple X has been worked hard. It's been traveling all last year, so I'm introducing the new. This is called Swing 42. Actually, and that's the tune we're looking at. So, okay, here's the advice. When you learn a new tune, so for example, it's Swing 42, right? You might get a chart at first, okay? So if no one's showing you, then you might learn it from a chart. But as soon as possible, get obsessive about memorizing those chords and throw away the chart, okay? And then just go over it over again until you've learned that one tune. Listen, if you need any help with this Gypsy Jazz stuff, then go to gypsyjazztransfusionclub.com. You'll get some great help there and you'll make some real progress, okay? gypsyjazztransfusionclub.com. That's where you'll get all the support from the community and myself, all the lessons. It's all there. Go and try it out. Where were we? So first you learn the chords, right? And when you learn the chords, just get a metronome, get it really slow, and memorize those chords. So, right, 2, 3, 4. So C, A minor, D-7, G7, C, A-7, D-7, G7, E half diminished, A7, D-7, G7, C. Right, and that's the first A. Here we go. So just get them under your fingers. Right, so nothing hard about that. You just learn those chords: C, A-7, D-7, G7, and just take a little bit of time to put them to memory. And the only way to do that, right, there's no secret here. You just got to play it 1,000 times. Literally spend an hour just doing that. If you spent an hour, you would really get a long way with this music. But even if you spent 10 minutes a day on your new chosen tune, which might be Swing 42, forget about the other stuff. Just go for that one tune, okay? So just go in on Swing 42. By the way, don't be afraid to click the love heart or press the like or press the hate if you really hate this. And don't be afraid to share it with a friend or let me know where you're watching from. Okay, we're going to learn the melody to Swing 42, right? Very simple melody, but you need to memorize it. Don't rely on a chart. That's really boring when you walk into a room and everyone's sitting there with charts and iPads. It looks terrible. So the melody, really simple. Dum, do, 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 da, da, da. Right? Sounds very natural. Just from the C major scale. This is Swing 42. Bum, do, 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 da. That, right? And then once you've learned it, you just keep playing it. You just keep playing it. Okay. Forrest says, just starting off in Gypsy Jazz, what is a good resource for the chord shapes commonly used? Watch this channel, Forrest. Go to the Gypsy Jazz Secrets YouTube channel, okay? And if you really want help, if you want some real private coaching from me and the community, then go to the Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club, okay? There's a free trial you can take there, and you got all the things you need there to play Gypsy Jazz, okay? And it's guest teachers, there's live sessions, there's all step-by-step courses, gypsyjazztransfusionclub.com. So when you're learning a melody, right, you've learned Swing 42, play it 1,000 times. That's how you're going to learn it. And once you've learned it, then you go to the next. So you put a metronome on and go over and over. It gets boring, but you'll learn it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, so. So you think, okay, I'm getting that. Let's try that again. Very simple. Quite helps singing it. Okay, and then what you want to do, if you've got 5 minutes in the day or 10 minutes in a day, is just get obsessive about that one tune, in this instance, Swing 42, and play it over and over again until you start to actually memorize it. And you will. This isn't rocket science, right? This isn't quantum physics. This isn't like time travel or something. This is like a little melody that's in C, okay? Gianni says, when learning to solo over a new tune, how do you approach it? Arpeggios over each chord. I'll do that in the next video, Gianni. Basically, I'm teaching how to do, in each of these videos, it'll either be about how to learn the rhythm, right? How to learn soloing, which is what you're asking about, or repertoire. In this video, we're looking at repertoire. Soloing's another one. I'll be back soon on that. So learning a repertoire, no big secret. Play one tune over and over again, okay? Get obsessive. Another tip, when you're learning a melody, don't just learn it in one place, okay? Learn it here. Here it is up here. Maybe add that bend. It's also down here, look. Sounds nice down there. In fact, I've got a good story. You know, I was playing with the great jazz guitarist Martin Taylor, and I know he loves to play Swing 42. Every time we get together, it's like, oh, what should we play? And he says, Swing 42. So better get good at Swing 42, right, if you're going to play with Martin Taylor. So what did I do? I've just got the metronome out, right? I'll put it up in speed a bit. And I just practiced Swing 42. Oh, now I've got two metronomes on. I've just practiced it over and over. So I go like... I thought it'd be cool to play it down here. Position. You just keep going like that. And basically, the thing that you need to do is get obsessive, right? Get obsessive about one tune. Forget trying to learn the whole book. How many times have I walked in a session and seen guys and girls staring at iPads, staring at charts, fumbling with pieces of paper all over the floor, and you can half play thousands of tunes. What's the point? Better to know one tune really well than two tunes half like that, right? Steve says, how did the Gypsy Jazz go with Hank Marvin? We're going down to Australia in a couple of weeks, Steve, to Perth to do a festival with Hank Marvin, who's a big Gypsy Jazz nut. Okay, he's really crazy about this music. Get back to the point of this lesson. I'm showing you from my really fancy system. This is what it's about, right? The Robin Nolan, how to get good at Gypsy Jazz guitar system. Really sophisticated and fancy, but it's simple. Number one, rhythm. You've got to learn the rhythm. Number two, solo, and it's kind of nice to be able to solo over those changes. Number three, you've got to know the tunes, right? You've got to learn the repertoire. How do you learn the repertoire? you just get obsessive about one tune and you play it over and over and over again, okay? And then you play, little things like doing the tune in different registers. That's going to work. Do it with a metronome like I was doing, and just get obsessive about that one tune and still until you can sing it play it like you play Happy Birthday, right? Do you ever forget Happy Birthday? Or do you forget how to play a blues? Do you forget the chords of a blues? No, because you played it a million times, and that's the only way to do it. So better to know really few tunes, but really know them well, rather than know thousands of tunes poorly or rely on charts, because it's just not cool to do that. I don't think you can't really then enjoy the music. Look, if you want help with any of this stuff, any of this Gypsy Jazz stuff, then go to gypsyjazztransfusion.com, right? The link is in the description of this video. Go there and you can get help from the community, from myself. There's all my step-by-step courses. There's live sessions. There's guest teachers. It's a really great way to learn this music away from the distractions of social media, okay? Everything's there that you need. And there's a free trial, so click the link and go and check it out. I'm going to recap what's going on in this lesson. I like to keep these lessons really short, really concentrated on one point, so it can actually help you. I missed that. My old friend Ray Moore once told me to know a tune you have to be able to play in all keys. Well, that's not, it might be, but also I'd say about that, that in Gypsy Jazz, right, certain tunes are always played in A minor, and actually in Gypsy Jazz it's better to know the keys that you're likely to encounter it in, rather than waste time learning it in every key. If you're a session player, maybe it's worth learning everything in every key. Riami says, I really want to play more Gypsy Jazz, but it seems so unattainable. It seems like that, but mate, if you want help, go to Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club. I can help you personally there. There's beginners tracks, okay, to get beginners up and running. My way of teaching is to kind of simplify this whole thing and break it down so I can teach you really, in a step-by-step way. So it's perfect for beginners. Rami, sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Rami, check out the Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club. Right, swing 42. The chords, C, A minor 7, D minor 7, G7. Right, we heard that 1,000 times. Right, so you kind of recognize that in your ears. So you're going to find that in loads of tunes. So C, that's a good C there. A minor 7, 5th fret. This D minor 7. And then you can actually, for the G7 in Gypsy Jazz, you keep that finger there and then drop those 3. And you got that kind of characterful sound in G7. So you can just go D minor 7, G7, C, A minor 7, D minor 7, G7. Now E minor 7, flat 5, A7, D minor 7, G7, then back, okay? So I'm basically just teaching you the concept of how I would learn a new tune. Number one, I would get obsessive about that tune. Check out all the versions I could find on YouTube, Spotify, whatever. Get used to the tune. And then start to learn the chords. Just look at them out of time, finger the positions, get used to the progression. Once you've learned them on the chart, throw that chart away, do yourself a favor, get the metronome out and just play over and over those changes until you actually memorize it. Just like you know a blues, right? You know a blues, 3 chords. You know swing 42, there's only a few more chords, but you just get used to playing it. Then learn the melody, same thing. Take it really slowly, get it under your fingers, practice it with a metronome slow, speed it up, play it 1,000 times, and then you'll start to get it, right? And really get to know that one tune. So I'm talking a lot. I'll just give you a little example of playing swing 42. Welcome, Gary. Good morning to you. Thanks for another lesson. You're welcome. So swing 42, right? So I'm going to do the chords. So C, bum, 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 bim, bum, bim, bum, bum. It's another way round. So I'm just practicing swing 42 there. Another thing is that you know, I've got a kind of weird technique. Sometimes I don't always pick all the notes. I'm doing pull-offs and slides. Don't worry about it. Just because you're playing so-called gypsy jazz doesn't mean you have to play it with an orthodox technique. Be yourself. You already play guitar. Don't just forget about the stuff you already play. Welcome, Dave. Good morning, mate. And morning to Thomas. Welcome. What I'm trying to say is that if you're learning this music, don't get too stylistically caught up in having to be orthodox. At least I haven't. You know, I use this funny picking technique, which doesn't always use gypsy picking. I slide around, use hammer-offs and slides, and it basically gives you playing more character, and you want to be as original as possible. Just some words of advice there. So just to recap, we've been learning Pillar 3 from my big fancy system on getting good at gypsy jazz guitar. It's learning the repertoire, right? How do you memorize all these tunes? The tip is to learn one tune at a time. Okay, so get rid of all those tunes you half know and concentrate on the next tune. And this one is Swing 42. C, A minor 7, D minor 7, G7, right? It goes round like that. So this is what you do. You go, oh yeah, there's the chords. Even out of time with the rhythm. Then you're gonna go, okay, I've got the changes. And then you put the metronome on, and then you'll go around with the metronome, okay? Just to familiarize yourself. Welcome, Michael. Gypsy Jazz Guitar Guru, who's that? 1, 2, 3, so C, A minor, D minor 7, G7, C, A minor 7, D minor 7, G7, E half diminished, A7, D minor 7, G7, C, right? That's how you do it. Same thing with the melody, go slowly. Nothing, this is not rocket science, here we go. Play it 1,000 times. Play it up an octave or down an octave like this. Sounds cool down here. Lock in with the metronome. So I think you get the point there, okay? This lesson's been about how to learn the repertoire, how to memorize those tunes, and the tip is to just obsess about one tune at a time, and then you'll actually learn that tune, okay? If you need help with any of this, right, if you want some help with your gypsy jazz playing, then go to gypsyjazztransfusionclub.com. There's a whole world to discover there. There's personal coaching by myself, there's guest teachers, there's live sessions, there's a whole community, step-by-step courses, beginner tracks. It's really fun. I'm putting all my best teaching to help you right there. And it's a free trial, so go check it out. gypsyjazztransfusionclub.com. For now, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to jump off. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Lots of love from the Nolans. Cheers.